All right, let's do this.
Yeah, we're live. Hello,
Awesome.
everyone.
Great.
Hey,
Hello.
nice to be back.
Oh yeah, right.
Hmm?
Leon wasn't here last week, so it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to be back. Sometimes things are just busy, but today is luckily a day I can attend.
Hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, do you have time after the stand up? I mean, this time it shouldn't be this long, but it would be awesome if we could play some I don't know, some Among Us again.
Yeah, no problem. I should have time until 2:30, so that should be alright.
Cool. Till Tony.
Yeah, I could probably do a round or two. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we have this. We want to publish this thing, um, which I'm not going to talk about it yet, and it's kind of is scheduled, so I have to look into it because
All right.
1 p.m. is like the best time to publish it. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and you have
Oh,
to.
you want to do it today?
Uh, yeah, I mean we can do it. We can postpone it to tomorrow as well. There's no pressure. Maybe tomorrow's better than.
Yeah. No, if you're working tomorrow, I think tomorrow would be better. Yeah.
No, tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's a holiday.
Feel
Yeah.
free. I mean,
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
yes. Okay. Cool. Then, who wants to start?
I guess I. Oh, my bad.
Sure, go for it, Leon.
Alright. Yeah, I don't have a lot to show this time. Um, I could just start sharing my screen. Might be the best.
Sure.
Or you wouldn't be able to capture it with YouTube, no?
Yeah. Yes, I am. I can.
We can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then just let me share my screen. The menu just closed for no reason. Um, yeah, let's just show you what I've been doing. I've been working on some links for our Kickstarter page, some fancy visuals. This is, yeah, more or less an amalgamation of Magical Voxel, Blender, and Photoshop. Um, sort of built all of these little wannabe items,
Mm.
these steel boxes as social media buttons, and yeah, threw them together in Blender. Oh, that's the render window. My bad. There we go. It's absolutely messy, but it serves its purpose. Uh, and yeah, then I
Yeah.
just pretty it up in Photoshop, and now it looks like this. Also, don't mind the horrible layer structure. It's alright if I can maneuver it. Nobody else.
This always almost looks like a movie set.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a chair and
Yep.
a camera. Yeah. I mean, you have a camera, but also, uh, can you make it a GIF and then have like crates moving by on this conveyor? It's like the first thing which comes to my mind.
Yeah. I'm kind of astonished that I haven't thought of that before. I will see what I can do.
maybe
Yeah.
even
Um,
maybe even the icon is being
Oh,
moved.
this is even better. Yeah. What about the text? Where's the text? The text is on this sign, right?
the text is on Photoshop, but I can easily edit as a texture in Photoshop and Blender.
hmm
Um, yeah, I could imagine that the sort of crate is falling. Oops, no,
Is even a crate. Awesome.
that it can fall down,
Yeah.
rumble a little bit, and then starts moving like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, could play around with that. I figure it might be a little bit more time consuming, but considering my schedule, it should be possible.
Cool.
Uh, let's just save this. And yeah, something else to show, which hasn't been available for public yet, is this. I've been working on some fancy paintings for our as headers for our Kickstarter page, and Yeah, at the moment, I'm not really sure how I want to add the text. I've also been considering to add some fancy window effects like this.
No.
Yeah, felt the same way. It's because I haven't really adapted it. And yeah, it was really very fun to paint again, actually. And I noticed that this is maybe the first time I've ever done an environment painting for a company. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy how that turned out.
Yeah, like the sky.
Do you guys see that there's maybe like a discrepancy between like the voxel aesthetics that you showed earlier and this painting? Do you guys think both combined on a page is cool, or should we go like full voxel, that every element is also like voxelized to kind of show that?
No. No,
Do you
I
know what
mean
I mean?
this is like kind of a capsule art,
Mm-hmm.
and so this can stand by itself. You know, it's
Okay.
a fantasy which you are catering to. So
It's like
um,
the loading screen that we have. It's not voxelated. It's just a concept art.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
Also, do note the double sun. Very proud of that
Mhm.
detail.
True.
And yeah, I guess that's everything from my side for today.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, Aaron's, I think we can't show today because it's got a little bit of a surprise.
Oh no,
Mm.
yeah, then I will delete this. Just want your opinion quickly on a few things. These
Yeah.
are some mock-ups or some quick sketches for the stretch goal-o-meter, I call it, just to indicate how far we reached
Oh
our
my
stretch
god, this
goal.
is cool. How cool is that? This
Amazing.
guy. Yeah, that's actually cool. So he goes into this warehouse going, okay, how far the mech. I love the mech.
It's a lovely idea.
Yeah. Okay, before you continue, we have to have a look again on the stretch goals. Okay.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Where are they, by the way? Written down.
I can quickly copy and paste them from the page, which I do not want
Yeah.
to show.
Okay, then share it in devs only, and then going to look over it together somewhat today. Yeah, or I'm going through it and then give my feedback on it again.
And also, I wanted to work on the table you requested for the individual tier content, and I couldn't find the list on what tier gets, which would be handy to know how many rows and I have to do. Maybe you could help me on that.
Talking to Till or to me?
To Tilo. Till.
Till.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Do you already have the tier content?
Yeah. I
Could
mean,
you
this
send
is
me
also
that?
subject for a discussion.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you know as soon as this is fixed.
All right. Great.
Good.
Yep.
Then Tony.
Yeah. So I can go next. So I finished up this palette rework today. Today, basically, all it was packing attributes, and updating everywhere that we use them. So like anywhere we have burning voxels or heated voxels, or scuffs. So like from explosions, and all this works fine. Yeah, we talked about having like potentially more bits to handle like additional states, because like for now we have basically 3 states for burning, and so it might be like not quite enough to really represent it well enough, but yes, that's all done. So actually, the whole thing is basically working. The charcoal stuff. Yeah, actually, I made a new issue for this because the charcoal palette is working, and so it'll visually show up as charcoal, but what we need to do is also update like the pointer to the palette. Since charcoal is kind of like the only thing that didn't really fit super well into this whole rework, where basically like either every palette would get all the charcoal things, like every charcoal material, or we basically just update the pointer. So in the attributes, we also have a bit which sets whether or not it's charcoal, and then in that case, it uses a different pointer that points directly to this charcoal material list. And so yes, that's all working really well. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look more into like unifying the world gen pipeline, but that's like another thing that I'd love to look at. And yeah, so I started looking at this voxel mesher. Yeah, and basically looking at what we have currently, and I'm putting it into the terrain generation system, and I'm just gonna see how it works, just running it, and see what comes out. Yeah, because we basically only used it for the mesh colliders, which I don't think we used for super long. I think it's just there for functionality as of right now. So yeah, so I think I should have a pretty good idea of how quick this is going to be. You know, by the end of today, really, as long as it's not completely broken. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was working on this the memory leak on the voxel GPU upload. So I finished up the manager to the point I was pretty confident that it was functioning as it should, but in the end it didn't fix the issue. So after loading to the game, loading and unloading a few chunks, it quickly runs out of memory. I think a potential issue is that it takes some time for it to adapt the proportion of blocks. Because that's like the whole thing of this managers trying to segment the buffer. But it probably just doesn't adapt quickly enough. Yeah, but while I was testing it, I actually added like a metric to just see how it was behaving, which was whenever the system thought it needed to resize the buffer, it would actually check like how much free memory there was. And with the manager, it was very high, like 60%. But I went back and I tested this same metric on our code from last Friday, which was after we fixed another leak with this GPU upload system. And the value is actually very low, like less than 0.1% or something like that. Which means that this the way it's picking memory, it actually seems to be correct after we fix that leak. And yeah, so like this whole manager thing in the end probably was like it wasn't it didn't have any purpose doing this, but still it still runs out of memory in the buffer and keeps resizing it, which now kind of makes me wonder if the issue is actually that something is not releasing memory from the buffer. Yeah, so that's what I'm investigating now.
Wow, okay.
And that would actually not be as bad. I mean, we have to figure out what's causing it. But if the whole thing of managing this free memory is not working bad, that's already very good, because this whole issue would be very complicated to deal with. Yeah, just have to figure out like where exactly does it come from.
Okay. So how confident do we feel about the current sprint? So we are halfway in, and tomorrow is a bank holiday, and we have only one task ready to test, but nothing is on the done column.
Yeah, I actually still think this is mostly fine. Like the complicated thing is just is I guess the material data stuff. So like making the UVs for this, but I mean, yeah.
I think this one was the most complicated already. The bullet
Yeah. I mean, if
That's-
you look at the pull request, it's like 200 plus changes, like files changed. This was massive. Everything else, is not really that. Well, so the greedy meshing, the texture stuff, like actually having it rendering the voxels, is going to be pretty tough. But like all this benchmarking stuff, this will be done, like very soon. Yeah, and then basically, I guess Francisco's gone the next 2 days, but as soon as he's working on like any of this other stuff, then it's gonna be looking pretty good. Oh yeah, I should mention so the save, we'll actually need a new save because there were a lot of things that will not carry over from the previous one, and there's components that we need to add.
Right. Okay. So for everybody watching, if you're wondering what greedy meshing is, so there is like this blog post which is pretty good in explaining it very simply. If you watch my stream, so usually voxel data looks like this. I mean, only the voxel data, not for us when it comes to rendering, but voxel data looks like this. And what it does is actually going in and the greedy meshing algorithm and finding similar voxels and then combine them to vertices which is kind of a compression of what you see, and then therefore should be run faster. We are using something different. We're using ray marching, as I understand, for rendering at the moment. But we want to use this one here and see how it compares to what we have. Because as you maybe have seen the latest post on Steam, we really want to have this game be played by everybody, even if you have a potato PC, which is pretty common in the world to still be around. So something like a GeForce 1050 or something should be run it with a lot of features on, right? And I think that is
that's insane.
That's insane. Okay.
At 1050, that's crazy.
Probably a little higher, but kind of the same idea.
Yeah, we're aiming high. Okay. Or in this case, low. Okay. Good. Okay, still feeling confident, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Definitely the meshing stuff is. I don't see any problem with this. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Good. Okay. Till, do you have anything? The stretch goals are here.
Right.
Yeah. Let's walk over these together at a later point, and then have them for
Visualized.
for Aaron ready. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Aaron, for the reward tiers, you also want to illustrate them?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you don't want to just mention them, but you want to have like symbols for each.
Yeah, a bit of both, I guess.
Okay, because there's also once you pick those packages of rewards, there's also an option to kind of visualize them. So let's say if we have like the original soundtrack, then usually it's some kind of like LP design of the logo or something like that. So it kind of shows you, or even like a game box, even for like a copy of the game. It's just some of those campaigns, they just create like a fake like a fake old school PC game box for it.
Ah,
Yeah, but we can talk about it later.
yes, please.
Yeah, and then I also I don't know I guess we can talk about it that we I mean Goo is a trusted and I think it's Hamika, yeah, they're trusted friends. So yeah, we're gonna release a series of webcomics. I created the script for the second one. I'm still waiting for feedback. It's always kind of hard to tell how it translates on if you find this funny just based on the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the second one, I was going for this, different perspective from like Itak and humans. I think that's kind of funny how they view each other in a different way. That was all basically the backdrop for it.
Yeah. I think the first one is funnier, and maybe you wanna give it another try.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Well, I like it. I already told you. I quickly drew a first draft, which I think works very well. Also, it's nice to have like the Itak perspective and just a little bit more lore to the setting.
Right. Yeah. So the purpose was kind of introduce the Itak and I think it's like an interesting point if we want to have them to be like essentially like stupid, just stereotypical aliens, or if they have a perspective on the humans as well. I mean, this is just in form of a comic, so it's not part of the game, obviously.
Right. Right. Okay. I mean, if the majority finds it funny, then
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, so far I've only received feedback from you and Aaron. So if you
Yeah,
have any thoughts about it, let me know.
yeah,
I like it.
I will read through it after this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, this is like a collaborative effort, so feel free to
Yeah.
chip in.
Yeah. Hothead Planet.
Yeah, with the draft, I get a better idea of
Yeah.
the idea
Yes,
with
with the
it.
draft, I get a better idea too. Didn't you want to have it like from top down?
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, Aaron can just quickly do
Okay.
both. Depends on the where we post it.
Good. Okay. What else?
So that is greenlit, just for checking.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. And if anybody else has ideas for jokes or funny comics, then yeah, go ahead. I mean, do they have to be funny? Yes, I guess, right?
There should be.
Should be funny, right? So it's like super serious. I watched this amazing YouTube kind of documentary about Bluey. You know Bluey?
Mhm.
This cartoon?
Cartoon, yeah. It's a great one. So my kids are watching them, and I like it because for the first time, and it's kind of pretty obvious when you watch it together with them, that all the comics or all the cartoons I grew up with, all these father figures you had in these cartoons, they were like idiots. I mean, like starting with Homer Simpson and the guy from Family Guy, all of them, they were like buffoons, And with Bluey, he's like a role model of when it comes to a father. It's actually amazing, and it's such a great inspiration for my kids too. That show. Yeah, and there's one guy. He's actually a comic artist, pretty successful actually one, and he made a documentary about Bluey and why it is actually so great. And can just recommend it. So I'm gonna post
Did
it
you guys
later.
hear about the Bluey episode that Disney refused to show?
There are actually a bunch of them.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah.
so there's
Well-
this one. I think it's now on YouTube where the dad gives birth. He plays pregnant and he's giving birth to a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Disney, that was okay. We don't want to do anything to do with that.
It's pretty harmless.
Mm.
But also, I mean, the top explorer is actually taking care for preschooler cartoon is amazing. For example, like infertility. Also, I mean, there is like this one guy which is gay. I mean, all that stuff, and not only depicting them as gay, but what that actually means for them, in our society, etc. and so on. It's actually great to um, to have a cartoon series which is a little bit more serious than what you would usually get from Peppa Pig, which is also great, by the way. But it's like 10 times or 100 times slower, or it's how to say this, not lighter, but they do not tackle these kind of topics. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty funny that it's so harmless. I don't really watch it through osmosis because I don't have the kind of relatives, but just through scrolling on internet, and I found some very interesting things about the show. If you look at the credits or storyboard artists or something like that, you find a lot of people that have worked on all of these edgy, gory, Newgrounds cartoons and animations in the early 2000s,
Mhm.
and they apparently have outgrown their edginess and now work on kids cartoons.
Mhm. What like
It's
um whatever treehouse, or what was it called again?
Happy Tree Friends.
Happy Tree Friends. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. So yeah, from absolute mutilation to teaching kids about life, I guess that's a good way to introduce yourself to the scene, to the animation scene.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Um. Do you have some time to, if you nothing else, then wrap this up and then continue working on it, and then
Okay.
maybe have
Yeah,
like a
well-
little bit of a. Huh?
So the other thing is before we finish with this, I would really love to see like what we're doing next sprint, kind of like
Oh, okay.
really figured out before we hit this,
Okay. So. gonna
and
be a
then
lot scheduled.
moving forward, just
Sure.
all of this designed.
Sure. So what in particular for this sprint, or you want to do
Yeah,
this today?
like no, no, not today. Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you have something to show for today?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No. I mean, we have like this schedule here. I put all the items which we kind of collected through play testing the last 4 or 5 sprints over here for the next
Yeah.
sprint, which you can go through. The top topic would be combat and fuel for next sprint. And yeah, so I mean, given that we get all of this done here, so in a state which works. um, I don't know, greedy meshing is not a test, is it? It would be actually the implementation itself.
Yeah. So basically, it's seeing how it's gonna work for like how viable it is, first of all.
Mhm.
Although in the end, I think that like I said, either way, I think that this is something that a voxel engine should have is voxel data to a mesh. Because like basically we talked to Till. I talked to Till after a call one day, and so he found out he had a 1650 like mobile, laptop graphics card, and so it's running, but like it's just not going to be able to do it without like resolution scaling or something. So ray marching, for him might just kind of be out of grasp, like or like too much of an ask basically for his hardware. And so without having meshing, like having meshes instead, like we're gonna have a hard time targeting lower than that, without saying, and like resolution scaling is a must, once you get there.
Yeah, and do you think we are eventually kind of going to try to support both things at the same time,
No,
like meshing and
not
gray
really.
marshing?
Yeah, I think that yeah, we'll so like if the goal is, to target that low, then like having, like a ray tracing engine and a path tracing engine, with like bounce lighting and all that stuff, like, is not,
Yep.
It's not really going to be the thing to do anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which in that case, basically we test this and then think about, like, yeah, maybe looking at it, seeing the difference, figuring out how to change the flora over as well to like particles or something else, and then maybe just thinking about porting everything over to using meshes instead.
Mm. Okay, well, but that means not in this sprint, but in the sprint, but the sprint.
Yeah,
after,
just
best case.
yeah, just at some point. I mean, yeah.
Well, I would say while we're working at it now, we should then continue working on it then, if this is successful.
Just quickly, sorry to interrupt you. I was just telling you that my son is in the office today and he has to take a dump. So could someone please maybe boot up the latest build, and I can just share that window, go out and help him.
Oh, you can share my stream here with the
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah. I think I mean yeah, it'll be like a large decision though to kind of do that. Because again, just like we ripped out all the BVH stuff, all of a sudden, we don't need any like a lot of the voxel stuff, like the voxel GPU upload stuff completely can probably go away. And then sometime down the road, if then we want to retackle that, then it has to be re-implemented from wherever we say, okay, well, now we want to re-implement this, and whatever changes there are, we'll have to port them forward.
Okay, but to answer the question, so this is might be just on a test environment, or this is like not going to be the complete implementation, and there might be more porting to using meshes be involved. So it does not mean that we're going to do combat and fuel right away in the next sprint, right?
I mean, yeah, I have no clue about that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean,
you haven't worked on it yet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But so I can prepare. Okay.
Yeah.
To your question, what else? So for the landing pads, I think we have to look at what else is necessary. I mean, the landing pads are described here. Ancient terraforming landing pads here, how they work, and do we have the screenshot of the voxel art? I mean, we have only these here. I think they were. Leon, can you post this here?
I'm not sure.
What exactly? My bad.
The landing zone, the landing zone building.
Ah, yeah. 1 second.
Yeah.
Gonna dig through some files.
Yep. So it's like two parts basically, right? So it's first of all it's the landing, or three parts. There's the landing pad itself, how you place it. It works a little bit different than others, and also how you expand it. Then you have the trade part, which uses the event system. I think for the first time, really using the event system. And then we have the landings, yeah, basically, and then also where the trade goes on, and then these ships fly off again. So like these are like these three parts, and yeah, getting them into um, a 2-week sprint is gonna be tough. Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
I have some space here for trading as well. We said trading and then stockpile UI 2.0, which we can talk about in a second also. Yeah, basically 2.5 sprints, possibly. Stockpile UI should not be that hard to change. I mean, we already have one. It's not this one here. It's there's like an older concept of a improved stockpile. That's something I would work on, is that you basically see the concept of these slots which you have per stockpile. And when you extend the stockpile, it also adds up to these, so these slots get bigger and bigger. And you can have slots which are occupied, and then you can reserve slots for special sort of items, even though there's nothing in there. And then you have, I mean, if stuff gets out and is freeing up a slot, you should also see this. So you should see how many slots you have left and what is in there. Yeah. So basically, this is helping us not to have like this endless list, which we have here. And also we make this thing bigger. I mean, it can take up half the space, half the screen or something.
Yeah.
I was
and
wondering why this was actually necessary to make it this small back then.
yeah. And also, so like a stockpile that's stacked, infinitely high like this would only have four slots still, right?
Still, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Thanks,
You
just
should see
UI
this.
changes.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
also telling you, I mean, how much space you have in there, So like not only showing you, okay, well, you have 400 in there, but maybe telling you, okay, you have 400 in there and there is room for 600 more. Something like this,
Mm.
in this slot. Yeah. So it's slot based instead of item based, basically. Yeah. This is something which I'm gonna change. I have some time left, I guess, before we reach that. Let's go through everything here. Bug reporting, yes, that's also me, where I have to code this Discord bot. It can post already items on the Discord forum, but we need also like the counterpart in the game, yeah, where people can send us these bug reports.
Yeah, and yeah, and so where's this gonna send like a thing to the Discord bot?
To a REST API.
Yeah.
And it has a database which is shared with the Discord bot. So yeah, therefore it can end up in the in Discord. Yeah, and it would be nice to have
Okay.
like this screen here. Even, I mean, so if you fire up the game again, and we recognize, okay, well, this machine has sent a bug before, and this one is marked as fixed in Discord, that this also goes back into the database and then tells the employee, hey, thank you, remember this nasty bug, whatever, has been fixed and probably already in the release or whatever, or it's upcoming. I think we can pretty be vague about when it is going to be released, but that it has been fixed would be great. Yeah. So it's only one-time pull when you start a game. Okay.
Okay, and so for that, like when this is here in this week, is all this backend like Discord bot stuff going to be done by then?
The REST API should be done. So you get the REST API to put in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we might have some changes in between or something, while working on this. Yeah, but this should be usable, yeah, for the game. And then when we have all this, they're gonna be a Discord demo, yeah. So which only Goo and Hamilcar probably are going to test, and then yeah, from that point on, we were working on these placement enemy settlements. I assume we also do um, make changes to the landscape a little bit. So not having like this infinite big world, but more of a limited one. And also terraforming by pawns. And this is also something which I have to work on. There is a concept over here, but I'm not so much satisfied because it lacks some clarification on how you dig holes, etc., and so on. Yeah, so this is ancient terraforming. It's somewhat there, but I think I need some tinkering on it. And then updated blueprint overlay. That's something which is also over here how it works. Because I'm not satisfied on how you. I mean, it happens sometimes that I build stuff up in the air, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, still. And I think with colors and also with like this a little of an indicator of the height, yeah, we can fix this. And when it goes subterranean, you still be it should be still be possible to place it, but that also means that there has to be some digging to be done, and so your pawns start. So it's like two things, right? A terraforming order and also a building order. Yeah. Let's go back on the schedule here, and then yeah, that is going to be. So we have like almost 2 months where people in Discord can play around and test the demo, give us feedback on it. We're gonna have a ton of fixes. Yeah. So I assume that there will be a lot of stuff which we have to fix so that it can be played by mere mortals, and then we can go live with our public demo. And we have like this make Aurora beautiful again, because I'm not satisfied on how the planet looks at the moment. We have to make decisions on these different biomes. I think, for example, winter is a season, not a biome, and then we have other stuff like pawn needs. So they have to sleep, they have to eat, they have to go to the bathroom, and then at the moment priorities are based by agent, and we want to have that by groups. That also means we have to have a UI which can create groups, and the best case is, of course, you should be able to do this on the fly, and I have some ideas about that. I don't want to make it too complicated where you have to name them, etc., and so on, but probably you have like, I don't know, like 10 colors or something, and then you just throw them in different group colors, and depending on what group they're in, maybe their uniform changes, like there's a red shirt and there's a yellow shirt or something. And whatever you come up with, going like, okay, well, the red shirts are all the guys doing the fighting, and the yellow shirts are all the guys who are doing maintenance or something. And then Hauling 2.0 is something where you have like hauling orders. So where you can say, okay, this guy transport I don't know, like 100 copper to this stockpile or to this machine or something. Because we don't have an alter ego like in Factorio, you want to have still the power to move stuff from A to B without making conveyor belts, etc., and so on. Because otherwise you feel a bit limited, I guess. Yeah. And this is the concept is here. Still think needs a little bit tinkering. At the moment, I think it's too complicated. And before we reach that, I want to make it more simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
And more intuitive.
I still kind of wonder if we can achieve that through like stockpile orders or specific orders on workstations, like letting it go through the co-op system?
I think both. Yeah. In India, it's all the GOP system, right?
Mm.
I think both. Yeah. So having like these flips on the machines where you say, okay, I allow
Oh yeah,
that it get fed by a human and not by or waiting for a conveyor belt or something to feed it. And then the other one is I wanna have the power to say, well, take this stuff from this stockpile, for example, from this slot and move it somewhere else. Kind of a copy paste function or something. Yeah. What else? Yes, and then it's time. Then we have like our Kidstar campaign starting, and then we're gonna concentrate on the room system, which is, I think, a beautiful idea, because then this, as soon as we know if there's a room, we can add a lot of cool stuff like, is this room too hot? Is this room too cool? Is this room having bad air quality? Which means ventilation, chimneys, uh, interesting stuff, which you have to take account when you're building your room. For example, lighting. Is it only dark in there? And then you can build on top of that. If people are spending a lot of time in bad air quality in rooms with no lighting, uh, they work slower. They get maybe they take even hits to their health or something. Yeah. So this is going to be the interesting part where we can have like these subsystems and then we can add stuff on top of them, like structural integrity. That is also something which we want to see in the game. So you removing certain pillars of a structure and then a whole building can collapse. Depending on how much stuff is built on that, and this can be uh, pretty light on the CPU because I mean you have like this trickle down situation where you remove the pillar and then it checks the proximity of um, uh, of the lost pillar. Yeah, either you delete it or you have it destroyed by combat or something, and then it checks the proximity. Is it still structural viable? And then if not, it collapses on one part. And then while you have like this situation where it collapses on one part, you can then go in and also check the proximity there. And you can kind of stretch this over many frames, so this should not take too much uh, hits on the CPU while calculating this. Yeah, that's here. It's actually a pretty old idea. We haven't implemented it yet because we had other stuff to do, like working on the economy and the gameplay loop. Yes, and then quests, adding content over content over content, and also pirates, so like other humans being on this planet and being your adversaries. And then this other part of the economy, which is loyalty. So at some point, it's kind of what we hope for the end game, that your um, uh, pawns, they have to stay loyal to you, or together with them, you can decide to switch sides and become rogue and actually trigger the end game. Yes, and when we have this question is, what is the demo? So, and also this should be all in the demo all the time, and then at some point we're going to go like, okay, well, this is this is great, yeah. Now we want to release the game and then take everything which we have in the demo and make the actual game out of it, and then we have like a other part of the demo where we have like a separate story or something, which is smaller than the actual game, and then yeah, release it. So this is like the road to release, I would say. All right. To answer your question, Tony, what I have to do is the Discord board, the stockpile UI. That's like the first thing. Then terraforming our pawns, looking over this again. Uh, I assume that we're going to have a discussion about enemy settlements, how these work. Like with these monuments. I think we can use so instead of like having it as we have them now, like these little buildings, I would make them also part out of parts, um, and have them pre-built, but then placed randomly as a kind of a village or something in the world. Blueprint overlay system. I think this is already good enough. Yeah, and the other ones which are month out, I guess, yeah, they also need some updates.
Do we have a thing for fuel already somewhere?
We have them all in the recipes.
Yeah.
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 If this is not enough, what are you missing with fuel?
No, because fuel's already implemented. What we need is it displayed in the UI.
Right. Oh, we talked about this, right? Where is it?
There's a plate to the
Yeah, I forgot it.
machine UI.
Yeah, no, I forgot this. Here. I think we have like this
Yeah, there's
thing
like
here.
a fire icon
Yeah.
Okay.
animation.
Yeah, this fire animation, but is this? I have to check my
Yeah.
mock-ups if this is like the final one. I remember that there was like more text to it. Was it in Discord? Did I post it in Discord? Oh yeah, I posted it in Discord. Let me just copy it. There's a newer version in Discord. Am I unable to? Okay, I need to save it first, I guess. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, Aaron, didn't you do a animation of this fire? I remember.
No, Leon did this.
Oh, Leon did this.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So the thing, I mean, like in
So
Minecraft.
that's what that was for.
Yeah. So like in
Okay.
Minecraft, you have so you put so there's fuel in
Yep,
there.
yep.
You know, it tells you how much fuel is in there. We said like standard. So for now, without balancing it, we say a machine tries to hold up of 2 items of fuel, and
Yep.
then you have like this little bar down here, which basically tells you. I hope this is big enough to see that people can see it. Maybe you have to make it bigger. How much of this fuel is consumed, you know, and then it burns while this machine works, and then kind of dies down and goes out if not, you know. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Good.
All right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, fuel. Probably we will do some balancing after that sprint when it comes to fuel. But I assume this is all just in XML files happening.
Well, we
Yeah.
posted that fire animation in the channel.
Oh, you did.
Here, I'm also putting these here. I mean, yeah. I guess for the Discord demo, this isn't super necessary, but oh, where's the flavor text? Oh yeah,
flavor text is here. What's the flavor text?
That's like descriptions, things like that. Like text that's just placeholder text right now. We have quite a bit of. Yeah, which actually, I don't know which point all this stuff needs to be here, but it should definitely be for the public. But could happen. Yeah, either before or during the Discord demo, because I'm sure we're going to be patching it. But it definitely should be done before public.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yup. Yeah, there's some stuff to do. What did we decide, by the way, with the shoot?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess like the picking them taking items from the conveyor directly.
Yeah,
It's kind of replacing it.
that was fine, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe 1.0.
Yeah, I guess like the way like players kind of have to implement their own shoot system, and they have more freedom to decide like how big the buffer should be.
Yeah.
But I guess we have to see if players can like just kind of figure that out.
Yeah, that could be an
I think,
issue.
yeah, you could also just do that with like with a couple conveyor belts. Like if you have, basically you could build one yourself right now. If basically you have like this thing going this way, this one goes this way, and then you just put like a crane, could be smart crane or otherwise here. Then you've made yourself a little chute where there's items
splitter.
that.
Or a splitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mostly I wonder if players figure that out like quickly enough.
Yeah.
In the game.
That's the emergent gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, the tinkering, which is then the cool part. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then anything else? Is your question answered?
Yeah. I'll probably have. Yeah, as we move through it, I'll probably have more questions. Yeah, like. Yeah, maybe when we're doing the planning for combat, yeah, we can talk about what we're going to prioritize and put in. But
sure. Combat over here. So what do we have here? Some targets. We have targets. Decals.
Yeah.
Yes. Bullet holes, coloring. I think we need much more blood and gore. Also for stuff on the ground, not only on the walls, etc.
Yeah, the blood and gore needs like a full like look over, because we basically put in the decal, but needs to be adjusted quite a bit, and yeah.
Yeah. And then this regeneration tube, maybe we can look at.
And just my opinion is that basically everything behind.
Yeah, this is
here,
enemies.
let me make this here. Oh, actually, this needs to go around here. This is included. Everything that's to the left of this.
This is done, isn't it?
And yeah. So basically, anything that's not done, but to the left of this line, this is like sauce that we can like put a game out without this.
Not the decals, not the blood and gore.
Yeah, but
you can put it out. Nobody's playing it because it's yeah.
Yeah, I'm. That's just my opinion. Okay. It's also like the truth that that the game would be playable, and we could work on like gameplay stuff. Yeah. So I that's all I would say is like with the Discord demo coming up, like everything left of this line is purely sauce versus like the stuff here, which is enemies and the conflict stuff, the the night system AI, enemy AI.
Yes, and we have like extra space for that. We said we're gonna make enemy settlements after the Discord demo. But yeah, I mean we can tackle this. I mean we have like 2 sprints for combat and landing pads, but I think landing pads is
Yeah, landing pads will be a
Quite-
lot bigger.
Quite big, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
All right. I would say we have a discussion on how where do we draw this line? Yeah. For the next sprint.
Yeah.
Okay. Still recording this, right?
Of course.
That's just my opinion, but it's also the truth. Yeah. Mm,
I'm recording everything, of course. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but you already started with the bullet holes and everything. I mean, it's just like
Yeah,
some little tweaking, right?
we just have the blood decal. So none of
Silicone
like the bullet holes. Although actually, so with the material rework, it's actually a little easier because we won't have to do decals. We basically just stuff up the voxels in their attributes now. So this is actually a lot easier. Whereas before it was like where we were like changing the materials. Now we never change the materials. And so yeah, so that's a lot more promising actually for bullet holes. And I even posted something about blood and gore where we might not even we can do a little bit of it with like a decal, or we could also say like we have another we have 3 extra bits right now. We could use either one to like put it to like a different kind of palette, or we could use 3 or even 2 of them for like the blood tinting. Yeah, so those are really the ideas, but at the very least, scuffing from bullet holes is very doable now.
Good. Yeah, good. Mm. Yeah, it would be nice to have like maybe a little bit of a wave of enemies which run back. I don't think we're gonna have like the settlements or something tackled with the combat in these.
No, it'd basically just be like spawning outside the range and like coming in during the nights.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have the huts and customizable parts of a village. Would it be like a big problem to just place some settlements?
No.
Yeah, I mean for now again, like just kind of depends, like for an early kind of thing, like just for functionality, like we could spawn the enemies wherever,
Yeah.
So it'd really just be for functionality's sake of like having like this sort of combat loop kind of brought to a close, where it's actually like working, right? And then after that we can figure out, just like I don't know, like Factorio, for example, right? They have like the colonies or whatever. They spawn colonies. We could even do something like that, like like we do with the resource blobs, kind of figure out ahead of time where they're going to be, and then spawn from that kind of rate, that direction.
Yeah. Okay. Well. More questions?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Anybody else? No. Okay.
Nope.
Good.
So are we gonna look at the build or not?
Yeah, I just ran it, and it actually crashed on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we can.
What were you doing?
Just moving around.
Oh,
and
really?
Shooting at Etax. Yeah.
Okay, it's probably the shooting, I would guess.
Yeah. They killed some of them, though.
Let's see here. Let me check the diagnostics.
Is this already in the? Is this from the develop branch?
No.
Even the rest of the optimization stuff is in another specific branch.
Kannst
Alright.
du gucken, oder?
So just moving around. It does
Mhm.
not have any hiccups, which is great. If I'm selecting the first pioneer, then it has a little bit. So I'm moving around while doing this. You can feel like for a small millisecond or something. And if I'm clicking on some of these here, also, this is like what you talked about, Francisco, right? The ICLPP, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tony brought that up, and I think that's very most likely the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it also could be for pioneers it could be like setting up their their voxel objects, but those should be mostly loaded in prior.
What is she doing here?
Yeah, even the UI might have some like initial instancing with the pools. We might need to look at if we're generating enough stuff in the game object pools.
Right.
Oh, by the way, where do we have doors? In that plan. Just remember that we do not have doors at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because it's definitely not on there.
Yikes. Okay. Okay. Also, it would be cool if we would speed up that moving around here 50% or something. It kind of, or if I like have a shift key or something where I can speed it up. Yeah, because if I'm going to a debug cam, I mean this feels, I mean this is maybe too fast, but that feels already cool, you know, being able to fly around that fast. Yeah, maybe that's too fast. Can't make things out anymore. But like if that camera would be 50% faster, maybe 100% faster. If the chunk loading, is there maybe another possibility where, I mean, when these chunks load and we make this, maybe it's okay for some people, you know, to have like the chunks in front of them loading. I don't know. Also the fog of war thing, the idea which you had, could help also.
What, so like so
No, he's stuck making the.
So you were meaning like letting them see the chunks loading in?
In the worst case, yeah. Instead of going slower, you know, for everybody.
Yeah. Well, so we were even talking about that. I think that the like the lazy loading values are maybe too low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we can definitely adjust that, because like if you're moving around quite a bit, you'll like see it. But that's also without this like lazy loading optimization. But in the worst case, you know, it still has to load quite a bit of stuff. Potentially.
Yeah, we do have some cases like you can select a pioneer and move the camera to them, which will quickly zoom across the screen, which, like, most likely the lazy load cannot keep up with that.
I apologize, but I need to excuse myself for a moment.
Yep. Yeah, and we need this optimization of this menu here. It's all every time I have trouble finding stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. Furnace. Yeah, it runs. Even in this fast mode, it runs pretty fast. Well, why are they sometimes did I draft them? Oh, that's another thing. So I have like two people, you know, and I press R, one gets undrafted, one gets drafted. I think it would be cool if that, you know, would draft everybody and then
Undraft them.
undraft everybody.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I think that makes most sense. Okay. Mhm.
Ich spiel nicht. Der baut. Er baut.
Did he crash so far? Oh, did you make changes in condition problem, which we had?
Which one?
The one where it so if there's a crane before there is a conveyor belt, that the connection with the crane
I
and
think-
conveyor belt.
I think we did fix that one. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
That's great. Yeah, there's only tiny things. For example, like I would like to maybe make changes here to the direction of the conveyor belts without have to deconstruct them, etc. You know? Like this. Just swapping out. Yeah, for example, what about this idea that all items are, I mean, depending on their position on the XYZ, the Z index is a little bit like 0.0001 higher than the one before, meaning if I'm going to place something over here, that it is actually not clipping, like having like these weird problems, you know, where they're fighting for the Z index.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it should be also a really simple solution. What's going on with this one here? Ella's coming. So, and we can make these. Oh yeah, and another one. I think we should. Is somebody writing this down while I'm talking about it? Like having like these deep sensor system for making stuff. For example, like if I wanna make this machine here, you know, punch press. If I would have like stones, yeah, but not stone blocks. If I have steel ingots and copper ingots, but not copper poles and steel poles, but I have steel ingots and copper ingots, right? So I have like all the basic ingredients to make these this machine here. Okay. Sorry, no, it actually needs only copper ingots. Okay, for example, like if I have only copper ore, right, and stone, and if I click, but enough of them to actually make this one here, if I make all the other ones before, right? So like, making stone blocks out of stones, making copper ingot
das schon
out of
ausgemacht?
copper ore,
Noch mehr?
then it should still provide me with the option to make this machine
Mhm.
and then have like all the precursors for that.
Yeah, I think we do have
for-
like a task for trickle down recipes somewhere.
Trickle down recipes is a great term for that. I like that. Yeah, Victoria has this. We should have that too. Okay. Yeah, runs smooth so far, I would say. Probably combat. It's gonna crash it again. Ava.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kann weggeschmissen.
Does it have like the blood decals already in there?
Leg einfach hier.
20?
No, so for some reason in the build they're not quite working.
Yep. There it crashed. Maybe some physics thing or something.
Yeah, I do think that is what it is.
Richtig cool. Richtig cool. Setz dich nochmal hin, ich druck dir noch 2 Sachen aus zum Ausmalen, okay? Dann essen wir was.
Yeah, yeah, Goo. The faster you move your mouse, the faster you move around. So like kind of dragging, you know. We have like this problem with these chunks loading right and left of you, and they take up some time. So the speed of the camera is somewhat limited to how fast we can load these chunks, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Just scroll the planet. Oh, interesting.
Let's see how it goes with the greedy meshing. Maybe that's going to be a problem in the past. Yeah. With the chunk loading. Okay. Then round of Among Us.
Yes.
Sure.
I'd
Yeah,
love
you're
that.
up for that. Awesome. Anybody else want to join us? Goo, Hamilcar? And I think for everybody else, we can close this stream for YouTube, right? Till?
Yes. Yes, thank you everyone.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we see each other then next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. See you guys.
Yeah, see you then.
Bye.
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 Bye.